Hello and welcome and welcome and hello and welcome, guys. It's Un Poco Mas, the show where I aim to give you just a little bit more, but lately I've been giving you absolutely nothing. Fell ill, just been sick as a dog. Thought I was going to die there for a few days. Kind of wished I did there, not really, but anyway, no, still feeling like a big wet sack of crap. So if I fall over and just pass out during this broadcast, don't be alarmed. It's all part of the show, guys. It's your boy Cornbread. It's DJ Patchy Drizzle. You may know me from such films as, hey, do you guys still have that $2 for $1 special on chili dogs? That was so popular in the late 90s. I was on it. You may have seen me on that AM PM commercial. One of my bigger jobs, one of my bigger roles I ever got. But guys, I want to tell you, don't have a lot of time. My boss just went to the store briefly, let me out of my bed. I've been resting, trying to get a little bit better. But I felt compelled to jump on quickly and just tell you why SoFi is going to all-time highs next year. That's not to say I want you to chase the stock right now. It could always pull back. I mean, look at the chart. The stock just doubled. So you can always see a pullback. I don't think there's going to be all this euphoria. They're going to immediately dismantle the Department of all this stuff. That doesn't matter to me. What SoFi has already done is so compelling. It's so undervalued. It's so ridiculous. And we're finally just clearing this SPAC price, just clearing all this junk. Other companies that aren't half the companies, don't have half the management, half the vision, half the business model, aren't going anywhere with margins and growth like SoFi. They clear their all-time highs and nobody says boo. You could hear a mouse fart. SoFi comes anywhere near the SPAC price and you got 8 two-bit analysts going, hey, tap the brakes, tap the brakes. Well, I'm here to tell you, don't tap the brakes, hit the accelerator, do it Thelma and Louise, just jump that Cadillac into a canyon. Woo, sister. Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants or whatever that is. But listen, guys, the stock is undervalued. Okay, I think it should be trading something more like at least 5x forward sales. I know I've been saying 1360, but I know people think, oh, you were crazy. You said it was going to 1013 before earnings. You said 1360. I'm looking at reality. I'm one of the few people that acknowledges this whole thing is a fugazi, where these valuations are just insane for AI companies. I explain it to people like this who don't like to invest in certain things and only like to invest in other things. They go, oh, Warren Buffett's an idiot. He invests in Coca-Cola, but he also invests in Apple. He also invests in anything that's undervalued, guys. I don't care if you make buggy whips, widgets, AI-based microchips. I'm looking for something that's going to make profits over time, expand those profits, and is currently undervalued. And I don't care what it is. That's why I use the analogy of surface water, sector bias. Okay, why is everyone biased against the just a bank thing? They want FinTel, they want AI, it's so incredibly stupid. I look at a company like Palantir, which I keep saying is an amazing company. I wish I hadn't sold my shares. You missed some calls. That's it. But I thought, hey, the stock just more than doubled. I got to take some profits on it, wait for a pullback. And then that was one of those times where, the pullback just was a cold salami slapping me in the face. And stock just kept going up and ran away from me. And that was that. But what I mean by surface water is, look, so if you want to get water, that's the goal. Call water profit, money, whatever it is. And some is buried deep beneath the ground. And some company, call it Palantir, says, hey, I have a technology that's going to go down and it's going to get that fresh water out. But that water you get deep underground, it takes all this technology, all this know-how. Nobody else can get that water. But once we bring it to the surface, it's going to take a long time to cultivate it. But once we get it to the surface, we're going to make a ton of money. So, okay, but isn't that risky because there's all this, execution risk and you don't know if you're going to be able to get down there. And once you get down there, you don't know if people are going to want the water. Say, no, we're sure that people are going to want this water. And you got this other guy over here, call him Anthony Noto. And he's saying, well, if your goal is to have water, I have a giant lake over here. All the water you could ever want, fresh, pure, and there's just lazy guys guarding the lake. Call them, JP Morgan, Wells Fargo, Citibank. But there's all the fresh water. All we have to do is just take it from them. We just have to do a better job delivering it to the thirsty people. What's easier? What makes more sense? That's what I mean by sector bias. The lake is so big with I got an Ethernet cable in the coming from the old Best Buy or whatever the hell it is. But it doesn't make any sense to be biased against this giant. Financial services is so big, and it's ripe for the picking. And you don't have to dig it out of the ground. You don't need any special technology. SoFi just figured out a way to do it more efficiently that people prefer. Why not just take the surface water? It's right there in front of you. I'm not saying it's bad to invest in things that are more speculative, more risk, more cutting edge. Something can be cutting edge and proven at the same time. And that's what the fintech revolution is. Sorry, guys, my voice is cracking. I'm just still not feeling very well running a fever and everything else. But I wanted to point this out to you guys. Institutional ownership jumped up significantly, almost 500 million shares. Definitely, all-time high. You see it there. So pretty big increase just in the last month. And an interesting one, you see a lot of filings, and obviously a lot of green here. Moore's increased. A lot of these increased. Silver Lake, no change at 31 million. One that kind of caught my eye here was this 13F from a lot of people say I make this stuff up. Like, I don't make it up. I read it. From November 8, JP Morgan Chase increases their ownership of SoFi by 94% to 7.5 million shares. Now, that's still not a giant, stake in the company. It's worth whatever it is. But the point is, guys, these market gods, these companies that come out and put a hold or a sell on the stock, like Midwest Values, Morgan Fudley, like, they're loading shares. They know where this is going. Everybody knows where this is going. This company is going to make massive profits. Let me give you another reason beyond the surface water analogy, because there's just this giant sector that has not been effectively disrupted yet. And these mega banks are extremely lazy, and they treat customers like shit. And people are so tired of it, but they've never had any goddamn options. SoFi's the option. Young, affluent people. And let me tell you something else. The high margin parts of SoFi haven't even had a chance to work yet. Everything SoFi has accomplished, the growth, the profit, the going from loss to profit, the extraordinary consistent growth, this has all been accomplished through just conventional financial businesses, lending, financial services, banking, swipe fees. The high margin stuff, this loan platform, the Galileo, that's barely had a chance to work. Think of the execution required to do crowded space. It's like an elevator. Somebody farts. You're looking around. Everybody assumes it's the fat guy. Hey, the fat guy probably. If it's not the fat guy, we're already self-conscious. We're not going to fart in an elevator. Come on. We know we're going to be suspicious. It's probably the well-heeled lady, the executive, the attorney in the business suit. Had a Frito pie for lunch and a couple of old fashions. She's not agreeing with her. Yeah, I see her shaking the leg of her pantsuit. Wasn't me. This case, he who smelt it did not dealt it. Anyway, guys, enough about me. Let me see. I wrote, that's funny. This is just completely by coincidence. I don't know my names on this thing. Probably not. I don't know. But I wrote my notes for this show on my SoFi. They keep sending me this personal loan thing every day. Let me see what so the high margin products, they haven't had a chance to work yet. Think about what that really means. Think about the financial results they're already delivering. There's so much gravy on the top. You're not even getting into IPOs. You're not even getting to how this transaction fees are accelerating as they grow as a bank, servicing other companies' student loans, personal loans. A lot of these fin-turd companies without their loser weasel host banks, they're going to die out. Who's going to be there to pick up the pieces? It's going to be like Will Ferrell picking up women at a funeral. Chaz. What else did I write down here? I think that's pretty much it. I can't read what I wrote. Yeah, so talking about just the fact that this company is just grotesquely undervalued. I mean, these analysts, they have, 863. They have that much downside on the stock. It's worth that much below the SPAC price with this much growth. It's just absolute gibberish, folks. Yeah, not only I lost some weight the hard way, man. Lost about 15 pounds of water. Do not like and subscribe, whatever you do. If you like and subscribe, I'm going to get violently ill again. I'm going to be back in bed. I'm not going to be able to make any more videos. Oh, my God. I feel like I'm going to die. Anyway, that's life in the big city. Am I right? Or am I right? Or am I right? Right. So I think the stock's going to go to all-time highs. It's already over the hump. Anybody who knows what they're looking at knows that this is going to go. And they know that Galileo is going to be a success to one degree or another. The internal savings SoFi is going to realize the features they're going to be able to roll out. SoFi is kind of doing a delicate dance right now because they're rolling out features within SoFi that are for others, where they're making fees for doing basically nothing. I mean, this is a shakedown. Anthony Noto's stuffing these other guys in a locker and taking their lunch money. Or to use a linebacker analogy, he's just stepping up and stuffing the run. I mean, SoFi got the bank charter. You saw the story I brought you a couple months ago. The government is cracking down on these zombie bank relationships. A lot of these fin-turds are effectively done. Pardon me. I saw some commercial, was it Zero? One of these aggregator, they host all your banks. They keep offering you 4.5, but through host bank. The FDIC doesn't like that. They want you to track that stuff now. It's going to get very expensive. They're not going to be able to offer those high of interest rates because those zombie banks are in trouble. That's why they have to offer those rates, in my opinion. What else was I going to look at, guys? I can't even remember. That's pretty much all I had, honestly, guys. I'm feeling terrible, but I could bring you the live short interest. Let's see. That's another reason I think it's going to all-time highs. The shorts really haven't covered anything. Covered a few shares Thursday, a few shares Friday, but like 3 million shares. So amounts to almost nothing. Short interest still 172 million shares. A lot of naked shorting. So, there's so many. It's like Noto said in the interview the other day. He's like, we've never had a situation where we have tailwinds. We've always had these unbelievable headwinds, and we still win. We still crush. We're still growing, 20s when they said we'd grow 15. We're going to grow 30 plus next year. He didn't say that. I'm putting words in his mouth. But the growth is going to be a lot bigger than these guys think. An analyst consensus now is over 3 billion. I know people may think I'm crazy, but I think this company, for what it is, for these high margin businesses that are just coming online, and they're inventing high margin businesses all the time. They have them in the pipeline. Galileo's customers are in the pipeline. Have a little bit of faith in management at this point. They know what they're doing. It's like MC Hammer. Trust me, I know what I'm doing. Not MC Hammer. What was that show with that detective? He'll talk to his gun. I can't remember. Magnum. I can't remember. God, my brain doesn't work. Anyway, so sorry guys, I just don't have the energy to read your stupid comments today. I don't really care. But so with the short interest this high, nothing on loan, less short long, there's going to be less and less shares available. Institutions buying more shares. These filings are from last quarter. So institutional ownership was up to almost 500 million last quarter. They're buying. They're buying. Smart money flipped this, hung the shorts out to dry. Those shorts are going to have to cover. They can easily push this thing toward 20 this year. It's not a big move, guys. All right. That's a SoFi stock. I got to run. It's Danny Deals. It's Un Poco Moss. It's DJ Patchy Drizzle. It's Cornbread. Thanks for joining me. Thanks, Not a Lurker. Thanks, Alberto Berti Avles. Got to go. Peace. Or I'm going to get in trouble.